Now let's take a look at Hawaii in the Midway Atoll. So we'll look at these in terms of examples of high islands and low islands. So we'll zoom into Hawaii. Of course, Hawaii, we can see the diverse colors, greens and blues and dark browns and dark browns and grays. That really speaks to the variety of environments we'll find here. So although this isn't 3D, we can just still imagine that this particular part of land is just poking up above sea level, but below it, actually, this all combined is the largest structure on Earth. And so this is, albeit mostly underwater, it is actually the biggest from where it starts to its top, the biggest thing you'll find on Earth's surface. And so let's go ahead and look at its topographic profile. And to do that, once again, we'll go to our good friend, the Geocontext Center for Geographic Analysis profiler. So I'm just going to go from the north side of the island to the south side of the big island, and we can see the topographic profile. So of course on one side of the island, then we have the island, and then we have the other side of the island. So this is an interesting situation here in which you have actually these two peaks, which is actually quite common from these volcanic essentially structures that you'll kind of get the kind of the inside will kind of cave in and leave behind a lot of the outer rim structure to create this kind of this two peaks, twin peaks, so to speak. But right there is actually the top of this sucker, and so combined, all of this here is the world's biggest feature in terms of height that you'll find on Earth. And so that's its topographic profile. So now let's go take a look at the Midway Atoll. The Midway Atoll, a different feature, is a good example of a low island. Now the Midway Atoll was actually formed over the same feature that is still forming the big Mauna Kea island that I just showed you, the big island, but at the same time this sucker is much smaller. So here we see the Midway Atoll. And so it's the rim of a submerged volcano. You can see its volcano shape. It's the rim of it's just enough to poke above the sea level, in which there's bits of coral and bits of other things that have over time collected to form just enough of a surface in which if you zoom in to the Midway Atoll, you can actually see that there's an airport there and other things. And so it's just, you can see that submerged rim of a volcano that we just showed the profile here in this low island.